What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about some of the best walkable neighborhoods in Wake County and the Triangle area. So one of the reasons we're going to be talking about this is because a recent study came out that Raleigh actually has the highest daily miles traveled in a whole week for the entire country. So if you live in Raleigh, on average, you're going to travel 38.1 miles a day, and that's the highest in the entire country. So if you're moving from a big city, maybe a New York or Chicago, where you're used to walking more, we want to show you the places where you can live and still keep that walkability. I want to be clear, what we're talking about here is true walkability, where you can get from where you live to the grocery store, to restaurants, to things to do. When most people say walkability, what they mean is that it's a 5-minute drive somewhere. That's not what we're talking about. So we're going to be talking about some of our favorite walkable neighborhoods. If you have a walkable neighborhood that we don't mention, leave it in the comments below so we can spread the word. All right, let's go ahead and dive in with our first one, the Village District. All right, so now we're in the Village District. We're gonna be talking about some of the homes here and the walkability. So the Village District really has a range, let's say from Mayview Road over here behind us, all the way to Peace Street in front of us, and then down to St. Mary Street. And that's really kind of where the Village District lies. You've got the shopping center in the middle of it, and then neighborhoods kind of surrounding it. And what we're seeing in these neighborhoods is something like what we're walking past right now. So there used to be a couple old homes here. They've torn those down, and now they're building big new homes. These are gonna be, $1.5 to $2 million plus homes here. And we're seeing a ton of that going on in the neighborhood. And the biggest reason why is because of the location. People love the ability to walk to the Village District. There's a grocery store there. There's all sorts of shopping that you could ever need. All the nicest stores in Raleigh have a location at Cameron Village. So there's a lot of really nice things to be able to get to. Also, if you had to drive, you're close to the highway, but you don't ever have to get in the car. Literally everything that you could ever need is within walking distance. We're also really close to NC State, so you'll see people walk to NC State, and we're even close to downtown Raleigh. So if you wanted to walk to the heart of downtown Raleigh, you'd be looking about a 3 or 4 mile walk. And I know that's a bit of a walk for some folks, but you literally have everything you need within a half mile, and even more within just a couple more miles. So this is a really fantastic location. What are we seeing with prices here in the Village District? Well, we're seeing prices continue to go up because of the popularity and the location of the neighborhood. So we're seeing most lots now, if you wanted to build a home and buy a home that you're going to tear down, you're looking at least $500,000 for that. And if you want a brand new home, something like one of these here, again, you're gonna look in that like $1.7 to $2.2, $2.5 million range. You can also find smaller homes here within the Village District, somewhere in the low $600,000 to $800,000 range. And there's even some really nice condos. For example, right across the street from the shopping center, there's a condo building where you can get a 1-bedroom condo around $500,000 to $600,000, 1,000 square feet, and you literally have the shopping center in your front yard. Can't get any closer to walkability than that. You walk out your front door and everything you've ever wanted and needed is right there in front of you. This is one of the all-time name brand Raleigh neighborhoods. Once people get here and live here, it is rare to see them leave. Also, here in the Village District, it's easy to say that this is likely the most established neighborhood and probably the quietest neighborhood that we're going to talk about. And what do we mean by that? Well, you're kind of away from where all the activity happens, but you have such easy access to it that you're not bothered by people or heavy traffic, stuff like that. You have some space, you have well-established trees in the neighborhood, you have plenty of space between your neighbors. And we're gonna talk about some other neighborhoods where, maybe they've clear-cut the whole neighborhood, there's no trees, no landscaping, you're on top of somebody, but you have the walkability. Here, you actually get the best of both worlds if that's important to you. You get the walkability and you get the easy access to all the stuff that you would need with some space between you and your neighbors and well-established landscaping. Next, we're going to be talking about ironworks. Let's head that way. All right, so now we're at Ironworks, and look, let's just start off with getting this out here. This doesn't really fit our list in the sense that there's no grocery store here. You're probably gonna need a car to live here, but it has a lot of the future of development that we think we're gonna see in Raleigh here. It's basically a mini city within itself. We included it on our list because this is very similar to places like American Tobacco and Durham, Fenton and Cary, and we really think that this is gonna be the continued evolvement of Raleigh development and what we're gonna see other places in and around the Triangle area. This is a brand new development that just opened in Raleigh earlier this year. So look, a couple things. First, there's actually nothing for sale here. So this would be if you were moving to Raleigh or you live in Raleigh and you wanted to try out this kind of walkability concept and you wanted to rent for a while to see if Raleigh was the right place for you, then Ironworks would be an awesome place to live. This brand new development has gym, yoga, restaurants, breweries, apartments. It's literally got everything that you could need. It also has offices here. So maybe you end up finding a job where their office is located in Ironworks. So if you're thinking that you need to rent for a little bit while living in Raleigh to figure out where you truly want to live, Ironworks would definitely be a great place to do that. This neighborhood is located near 5 Points, so you've got a great neighborhood just up the street from you, but you have everything you could need here. But if you wanted easy access, and it is walking access to 5 Points, you've also got that right there. So you have the convenience of your own neighborhood and a great other neighborhood right up the street from here. So you can really have both sets of neighborhoods together. So again, this is a great place where you won't find anything for sale, but you will find some great apartments for rent and a great place to live and a very popular destination in Raleigh right now. Let's talk about what is probably Raleigh's most walkable neighborhood. That's North Hills. So we're in the North Hills community right now, and North Hills really has it all. In fact, a lot of people will even call North Hills Midtown. Now, look, I've lived in Raleigh my whole life. To me, it's always going to be North Hills. I really can't fathom calling it Midtown, but that is what some people call it because it is like a second downtown to a lot of people. It's got grocery. It has major office towers, right? Towers I'm talking about with major Fortune 500 employers in them. It's got restaurants. It's got everything you could ever need right here. You literally do not need a car to live in Raleigh if you're in North Hills. Now look, the community is wide spanning. So it comes from this side of Six Forks down to 440 on the highway, all the way to the opposite side of Six Forks as well, up to Falls of the News. So it's a big neighborhood with wide ranging, but you can literally walk from most of the homes here and have easy access to the heart of North Hills. Now look, you're gonna find a wide range of prices here in the North Hills area. Anywhere from maybe you can find a home to tear down in the $500,000 or $600,000 range to brand new big homes over $7 million. So that's the range here. This is definitely an affluent and luxury area to live in Raleigh. But again, it has it all. Advanced Auto Parts, one of Raleigh's major employers, has an office right across the street. There's awesome and some of the best restaurants in all of Raleigh here in North Hills. There's a major Harris Teeter, which is like a staple of grocery stores in the Raleigh area, right there across the street as well. So you really do have it all. If you want to go shopping and pick out jewelry or a swimsuit or hit the gym, you can do all of that within North Hills as well. There are even apartments right in the middle of the shopping district. So if you want to live truly in the heart of it all, and they're really nice. In fact, the Eastern, which is a new building in North Hills, has a penthouse that's renting for $14,000 to $15,000 a month. So that's high-end luxury that you see in some of the biggest cities in the country, and we have that here in Raleigh. And one caveat on all this, I'm talking about the walkability being anywhere from the front of these neighborhoods and in towards the shopping district. We'll show you here on the map. But if you live on the outskirts of the neighborhood, on the edge a little bit, walkability probably does mean a 5-minute drive for you. But you do have access and the ability to walk if you wanted to, but it would definitely be a heavy walk for you. But that's what walking in Raleigh typically looks like and what it typically means. All right, so last on our list is gonna be Wendell Falls. Now, look, this is going to be the most suburban location that we're talking about, but it still maintains its essence of walkability. So Wendell Falls is a major planned neighborhood with 1,200 plus homes in it, different sections to the neighborhood. So I'm going to caveat this and say, well, not the entire neighborhood is walkable, but certain sections of it are, especially the front section. You have easy access to a Publix grocery store nearby. There's also a restaurant located within the neighborhood that gives you easy access to be able to get to that. But here's the truth. If you live in Wendell Falls, you really do have everything that you could need right there at your fingertips. And if you live in those right sections, you're going to be able to walk there. Or if you had to, ride a bike. This isn't true for all these sections, but especially the front part of the neighborhood that's a little bit older, was one of the original parts of the neighborhood. That section of the neighborhood has easy access to all of the shopping nearby. And Wendell Falls continues to grow, and so does Wendell in its popularity. It has the Publix, there's soon to be a Target there, they have a Starbucks. All the things that you could ever want are coming to Wendell. So if you're thinking about that area, it's a great spot. It gives you a little relief on the prices, right? So a lot of the neighborhoods that we've talked about today are $1 million, $2 million, $3 million neighborhoods. And luckily, right now, Wendell Falls is not that. You can get into the neighborhood for as low as below $400,000. There are some $1 million plus homes in the neighborhood, but for the most part, the average price in Wendell Falls is about $500,000. So that's an accessible and an affordable price for many moving to our area. And so if you need that affordable price point and want to have the walkability, well, Wendell Falls is going to be the right place. So look, as far as the vibe of Wendell Falls, yes, it's a planned neighborhood. They clear cut a lot of the trees, and so there's not this established landscaping. A lot of the homes are close together, but it's an incredible community where they have bike trails throughout the neighborhood, multiple pools throughout the neighborhood. They have a restaurant within the neighborhood. They have a gathering space where they do concerts in the neighborhood. They have the shopping nearby. So again, they have all of these things that give you the ability to live your life within the neighborhood without ever having to drive anywhere. And again, we're looking to cut down on the 38 miles per day that a Raleighite spends in their car. And Wendell Falls is definitely a place you can do that. And if you work from home, that is especially true. Now look, if you don't work from home, and that's one of the keys here, Wendell Falls is going to be a bit further of a drive than some of the other locations we've talked about. But if you work from home and you want access like this, Wendell Falls may be the right spot for you. All right, we're ending in the car because, well, I'm a real estate broker and I live half of my life in my car. This is my second home, essentially. So if you're thinking of moving to Raleigh in the next 9 to 90 days, and you think one of these walkable neighborhoods might be for you, or maybe you want to hear about more or other neighborhoods, let me know, reach out. Our team would love to help you. We hope this has been helpful. If you want to learn more about some other Raleigh neighborhoods, some other Raleigh favorite neighborhoods, watch our video here. And if this information has been helpful, like and subscribe the video, and we'll talk to you guys soon.